Alright guys, here I am. I'm going to show you a few tips and tricks probably you haven't seen before. So when you first drop in, you're going to get at least 2 shields. I always pick the one with the lowest recharge rate. Capacity isn't that big of a deal. If I can find a relic that gives me extra capacity, I'll usually use that because these fast recharge shields usually lack capacity. But if it's only a few seconds recharge time, that's doable. Some of the other white ones are like 8 seconds, 7 seconds. That is way too much time. Recharging your shield is how you're going to stay alive. I try to pick a spot inside the murder cane in the safe zone, the inner circle. You can hit any chest on the map, that's true. But if you get held back, if you have crappy weapons, you're more likely to fall into the murder cane or rush and take risks that you shouldn't have to. I got a Jacob's AR. I really like them. Ricochets are a good way to control multiple mobs. This one doesn't have a lot of recoil, lets me get a lot of critical hits here. Remember to switch to your secondary. White weapons take a long time to reload usually, so it may be a better strategy to switch to another weapon instead of reload the one you have until you get something with better stats. Skag piles and trash piles, they often contain health files, so you want to look for those. If you're low on health, don't pop it before you're low on health. The lower you are, the more likely it'll drop 1 or 2 vials. Health is hard to get back in arms race, as you probably already know. So keep those and look for those. Don't just pass them up. It's not just garbage. That's going to keep you alive. Look for interrupts. Okay, if you're a Warcraft player like I used to be, you're very familiar with interrupting your opponents. You can interrupt their attacks with grenades. You can throw a grenade, even if it's a crappy grenade, it's not going to kill them. It's going to make them dive. A lot of times that's what I'm trying to do, induce them to dive. TDR reload will either knock them back. Jacob's shotgun is good at ragdolling guys. And again, it's sometimes about interrupting. If you're taking fire from multiple sources, you need to stop someone from attacking you. Usually I go for the weakest first, because even the weakest one has a gun and can be shooting you. You want to take the number of guns shooting you and minimize that. I don't have the boss fight here, but usually I'll kill the ads, especially the ads that have elemental weapons, and keep the melee guys, because they're going to come to you if you get in fight for life, and they're going to be easier to take out to get your second wins. Using cover, you have to learn to use cover and to duck. Make yourself a smaller hitbox. You duck, you're going to make yourself smaller. Playing peekaboo. If you're reloading, you should be behind cover. You should never be in the open reloading. So this guy comes at me, melee will interrupt his attack while I can kill the other one. So use your interrupts as much as you can. So this guy here is protecting the other guy. As you know, he's got a sniper, so I'm going to chuck a grenade over the car. That's going to cause him to dive or duck, stopping him from shooting me so I don't get shot. The sniper, which does a lot of damage, especially with a shock sniper, which he had. Can take out my shields in every shot. Here comes these badasses. These guys typically have fast-firing pistols, usually elemental. Very dangerous up close, manageable at a distance. Pick up snipers. I don't have a sniper, so I'm using my AR with a good scope. Again, ducking, behind cover, coming out, hitting the crits, back to cover. You can see I got a dot. As long as my shield is up, I'll stay out there. As soon as it goes down, let it recharge. Don't start taking health damage. He's down. I like dull snipers in arms race. Jacob's you'd think would be good, but it takes 3 or 4 hits. Even with a purple one, it's not worth it. Go for low recoil, get the multiple crits. Dull, it works really good. Some Malawan, even though they have that horrible charge time, they can do a lot of damage. So whenever multiple ads spawn like this, don't get in the thick of things. If you're used to having lifesteal and just getting in the middle of the action, fight that, get out. Don't get cornered. I'm using the stairs as my line of sight. And try to pick them apart one by one. So there's not more than one guy able to shoot you at once. And just take them out one by one. Don't want to be taking hits from multiple sources and get cornered or in the middle. These big guys have a nice big crit spot. They're really good for reflecting my Jacob shots. You can see I'm taking this guy and whittling him down, and the badass Psycho is already down to half health, and I haven't even touched him. That's just from ricochets. Switching to radiation damage, this has a crummy charge-up pistol, which I hate that mechanism. It does a lot of damage. Radiation is the best element in arms race. The dot does a ton of damage, especially with Maliwan weapons. Also, that explosion has a nice big radius. It's infectious, as you know. You can easily take out people that you're not even shooting, and they'll run behind cover and spread it to their friends. So radiation is definitely good, even in a white pistol. I've killed the boss with a white pistol because they can be very good. See the murder cane's creeping up, but I still have that secondary circle. Collect everything because your money, you're going to want to buy the best shield and the best grenade going into the boss fight. When you do fight the boss, unfortunately I don't have that video. Booster shields, healing grenades, and of course you want matching elements. So you're going to need shock, corrosive, and fire. Of course you can get away with others, but you want to look for one of those. Switching my element, trying to have something that's going to help me. If you're doing TDR chucking, you want mag size. Typically I'll go for resistance or something that gives me more shield on the artifact, or that boosts the weapons that I'm using, specific weapon damage. Sticking with the white shield because again it has the lowest recharge delay. That's really all that matters when you're in these fights with no health regen. You want to look for red chest spawns, so you may not have a good map as the murder cane closes in. You may not see any good chests. There are certain locations where red chests will spawn in randomly. They only spawn into certain locations, so once you find one, keep a mental note. If there's nothing really good on your map to go for, go to one of those locations. It may spawn in as a white, or it may spawn in as red. So again, if you see a red, remember that, and go back to that spot. Trouble with these guys. It's not the easiest pistol to use, but you can see, man, one shot, that guy went down. So here I'm going towards, there's a skag pass. I don't think I hopped down in here. Maybe I do. If you're fighting the skags, you want splash weapons, especially for the spider ants down in there. It's hard to hit their crits. TDRs work good on them as well as anything really. But an elemental Maliwan with some splash, especially a fire, is going to do you really well in here. I usually save this one because it's closest to the center.
Kill 'em all, Gold Thunder, and get you that sweet, sweet loot!
See, I nearly took that guy out with a shot. This is a white pistol. See, in fact, he blows up, kills another one. That dot damage. He died in one shot dot damage just killed him. Radiation works really good in this game, in this mode. Yeah, picking up a blue shield. Doesn't have better recharge rate, I don't use it. Especially on the boss, because you're going to be taking so much damage from the ads. Really want to run around the poles. You really want to pole dance. There's 4 poles in there. If you can get behind a short one, you can actually shoot the boss. You know, he can't shoot you. Comes in the Emperor. He's digging down. He'll come back up with less health. Checking out my loadout here, making sure I don't have any upgrades. Now, it is a blue Meteor. You think it would be good, but I don't like it. It didn't perform well for me. I didn't even use it on the boss. I tried a few times on that spider ant. You see, it's just not cutting it, which is pretty rare. Most TDRs are really good. Switch back to the white pistol.
Move it or lose it. And by it, I mean your life. That murdercade is closing in.
There we go. Much better. He should be the last one. Trash pile, there's my health. Always open white chests too, because they could have legendaries in them. Not the first chest will never, but the extra ones you find. Also ammo chests. I'm gonna find a really good shield right here. An ammo chest. Epic shield. Better in every single way. It also gives me a health booster, which is what you want for the final boss. Because you're gonna have to find a way to heal yourself. If you can't heal, know when to kill yourself. So if you're shooting an ad in a mob and he's low on health and you're low on health, make sure you don't kill him first. I'll actually stop shooting, let him kill me, and then I'll kill him so to get my second wind. So dying to not die is a strategy you want to use, because if he dies and then you die after, now you have to search for another enemy, and usually that's when they duck and cover or they're too far away to get, and you don't have all that guardian rank, so it's easy to bleed out in this game. So I'm looking at the map, and I know that Skag Pass has a chance to spawn a red chest. I'm not going to get there in the video as it's not that long, but I actually do fight 2 badass Skags and they both drop legendaries. So even if there's nothing on the map at all, if you know where badasses live, go kill some badasses, because they actually have a chance at dropping extractable loot and also legendaries that you can use in-game. So I actually get jumped by the revenants. I'm looking for the extractor right now to take out a few pieces of gear. Actually, I think this is my Amara, maybe it's my Zane, I don't remember. I'm trying to get that 100 extraction crew challenge, so I usually extract whites so they're easy to find and get rid of. See that rad damage? I just killed 2 for the price of 1, just with that radiation spread. Badass over here. Got my cover ready to use. He goes down before my shield, and here comes the 2 buddies. It's still a white pistol. You want to use your grenades again. You see how he makes that jump when you throw a grenade? While he's jumping, he's not shooting. And these guys come in pairs. So I took him out pretty quick with that radiation. I switched to shock for his shield. And that's about it, guys. Hopefully you learned a few extra things.